Hey, what's going on folks? Sean here and hope you've had a phenomenal week. So I know I'm a couple of days late on our weekly YouTube video, but for good reason. I've actually been playing mom for the last week to my nephew who's out here on cricket tour. So my sister and her family left Zimbabwe around 5 to 6 years ago now, and my nephews are all pretty big on sports and played very well. So he got the opportunity to come out here on cricket tour with his whole team. So yeah, it's just been a manic experience, kind of trying to juggle everything and get stuff done. And with that being said, I just want to take the opportunity to say, like, congratulations to all the moms out there for having very busy family lives on top of probably a 9 to 5 and still building an online business outside of that. I mean, just huge respect to you. It's been absolutely crazy, and I've really had to leverage the pockets of time that I've got outside of all the other things that I was doing. I mean, just to get from where I live through the traffic to the event and back, I mean, was like 2 hours out of my day, and on top of organizing snacks and food and just being part of the event. I think I only got back to the house at like close to 7 last night. It's been a long time since that happened. So in any case, it's really good to be driving on things today. And what I really wanted to dive into was, do you practice what you preach with your online process? Or are you bullshitting your way in the hopes of making sales, yet have no clue to make what works in your process repeatable? So there really isn't a right or wrong answer with this, okay? It's all going to come down to how you want to play the game online, and if you want to be around for the next 10 to 20 years in the space. You know, personally, I've been both people over the last 3.5 years. You know, the first half of my journey was an absolute mess. I had no clue how my process worked, and I was relying very heavily on a done-for-you system. Now, my part in that process was to go out and mass add friends every day. Okay, 50 to 100 friend requests a day, sometimes more, just depending on the bandwidth that I had available. Okay, hit a spray and pray type cold outreach message to those 50 to 100 people. And I was using content templates to post on my profile that had no congruence with what it was that I was actually selling. So all of that was to drive traffic to someone else's funnel and wait for the email that said you made a commission, right? Because they had a sales team in the back end of the business that was closing all of the sales for me. So it really was just a fact of getting people into that funnel, letting them do all the work, and then, you know, obviously making the money. But at the time, little did I know that when you rely on a done-for-you system, you're not learning any of the high income skills you need to build your own brand. And that although it was a volume-based approach with an audience, even if the folks clicked through and went through someone else's funnel, I actually had no control of the process or relationship, right? And you actually end up building someone else's brand for the long term and not actually your own, okay? And you also really start to look like you're faking it till you make it by posting content that has nothing to do with you as a brand owner or any of the products or services you sell, or even the real-time results and strategies that you're actually using in your business. So for example, you could post something like, who wants to make 10K online in the next 30 days? When you actually haven't even made one sale yet, right? So there's a lack of congruency in what you're about and what you're actually experiencing, okay? Which is going to be a huge red flag as your leads really start to figure out who you are and what your experience is, right? Example number 2 is perhaps on your Monday post, you post something like get access to a done-for-you system so you don't have to do any of the hard work yourself and make money, okay? And then on Tuesday, you go out and say something like build a brand of your own using these tools. So again, there's no congruency in your brand message or what it is that you're actually doing in your process, right? So it really looks like you're faking it till you make it. And you know, this process will probably get you some results. I mean, I think in year 2 of my business, I pulled in around 9K in 6 months, thereabouts, but I had no clue how that worked, right? I had no idea how to actually take that and repeat it with my own products and services. And, you know, as things play out for the long term, your audience is really going to start to identify all the flaws in that process, right? And if you don't have a clue how to repeat it, you're really going to burn out trying to start the month at 0 with new clients every single month. Okay, you start to send out 100 friend requests a day and 100 blasts of that cold outreach. You know, maybe, I don't know, 5% come back to you. It's just going to completely burn you out. It's certainly the way that I felt anyway. So there are a few things that changed in my business to get clarity on a process that was actually repeatable. So number one is I went really top heavy on investing and learning the high income skills to build a personal brand and online business of my own. Now those skills are going to include things like sales and marketing, okay, copywriting, effective copywriting to actually sell your products and services, right? How to build out an audience of your own that you can actually convert to paying clients, how to create offers of your own, which are really going to be able to sell whether you're on a sales call or not, right? So really, really important to start to, invest in learning those skills, which is really awesome because they're transferable anyway. So even if your online business is not going to go the extra mile for 10 or 20 years, you can take all of those skills and apply them in any sort of business model that's available out there, right? Number two is I found coaches that completely aligned with my values and already had the results I wanted, right? Both of my coaches are honest and they operate from a place of integrity, which is really in alignment with the way I want to build my business. There's so much bullshit in the online space and so many bullshit claims. And because I was part of that for the first 18 months, I was like, if I have to continue to operate a business from this place, then I don't want to operate the business anymore, because I want people to have a real-time account of how things are going to work. And so it's realistic. And also because I want a long-term business, and people will start to recognize that you're flawed and that you're being dishonest and that you hold no integrity in the space. So it was really important for me to find that alignment with coaches that were going to take me from one point in my business to the next. And it's still an active $1,000 a month investment that I have every single month. I've just locked in another 12 months of that coaching, which again, you're learning skills, you're getting access to someone who has the results you want already. It's an absolute no-brainer, right? And plus, continuously, they make sure that I'm building my brand around exactly who I am and the products and services that I actually want to sell, right? And they are not them-centric, going send all of your traffic to me, we'll convert them, and thank you very much, we'll build a brand of our own. It's got nothing to do with that. It's more about helping me craft offers and build my business around what Sean wants, right? Number three is I started documenting my own journey and sharing real-time results and experiences that I was having in the process, right? Which was the real and raw truth of what it was actually taking online, right? So instead of saying I was generating 10K in 30 days and never made a sale, I was starting to speak about, hey, I just made my first sale and this is the process that I used to get there, right? So example one, I've just posted something like, who wants to see the 11-minute breakdown of the offer that generated 16K in 6 weeks? Okay, now there's no BS about that because that was one of my offers. I have actually broken down an 11-minute breakdown of exactly what that offer was, and it did generate 16K in 6 weeks. So it's very congruent with my brand and my real-time experience, right? The second one could be something like my client was able to generate 20K in revenue by making XYZ shifts in his process. So again, talking about real-time results and experiences that I'm having with my clients, myself, my brand, the process, etc. Right? There's a lot more congruence and you feel better about it, right? And also it really gives you honest data that you can go out and stand behind, right? No one can question things that are actually happening for real in your business. So, this is a process that I actively practice, and it's important to talk about that. So building a brand of your own with clarity around your own process and being honest about your experience helps you do a few things in your business, right? Number one, what it's going to do is create a long-term brand for you that has a solid foundation of honesty and integrity. And you can really start to push the LTV with your clients because they understand you as a person, and there's that level of intimacy as you document your journey and get results and things start to flick in your business. They've really watched you go from point A to point B, and they've seen your whole experience with that. So it really builds that long-term relationship out with your clients, with honest integrity at the forefront, right? Number two, what it's going to help you do is retain and ascend those clients because you've built that relationship with them based on the customer experience that they've received from you, right? So you don't just really want to acquire, and this is exactly what I was saying, you don't really just want to have client acquisition and start from zero every single month, right? You really want to retain your clients and have them purchase from you over and over again because of that relationship that you've built with them, and they trust in your products and services and trust in you as a business owner, which works much better at building out a process for yourself where you actually are making X amount of money per month and not having to go out and acquire 100 clients a month that are new, right? Number three, it helps you do less and have a whole heap more fun because you understand what works for both you and your clients. Having clarity is just absolutely incredible in your business because it simplifies things. So, you know, I really just feel if you start to practice what you preach with your online audience and in your business, you really will just start to feel so much better about your own experience. So really cool, we got to jive on that today, guys. If you've not subscribed to my channel already, give me a subscribe. You know, we do weekly videos like this every single week where I break down the real-time experiences, my online thoughts, things that are working, things that are happening in my business all the time, which you can really just take and apply in your own online business, no matter what it is that you sell. So folks, we'll catch you next week. Thanks for your patience on this one. We'll catch you on the next one.